Kevin, you've been friends with Ric Flair a long time. What are your thoughts on this whole dark side of the ring controversy with Ric Flair?
Let me tell you what. I am good friends with the Red Sox, especially Jay, who runs the Boston Red Sox Hall of Fame. The first time I went to the Red Sox Hall of Fame, as we were talking, Jay, and I was telling Jay some mistakes he made, he turned to me and said, "Do you want to do the tour?" You know more than I do, and of course, now we're great friends, and I was the guy that got Ric Flair to throw out the ball for the retired second baseman for the Red Sox. And they didn't seem to mind, and they paid him, I think, $35,000 to throw out the first ball. And here's the crazy thing, Rick threw it at 92 miles an hour at his age. I'm a big Red Sox fan, as everybody knows. Ric Flair. I've seen the act. Half America has seen the act. I have never seen Ric Flair force anybody to touch the helicopter that didn't want to do it. Now we found out the girl has been arrested twice for stealing jewelry. I know it's not the same thing, but Ric Flair is Ric Flair. I know Rick. I was in Puerto Rico one time. We flew to Puerto Rico going to San Martin. It was the scariest thing I ever saw in my life. We didn't have to get off the plane. The next thing I knew, Rick walked out with the robe. The next thing was the co-pilot walked out with the robe doing the same thing. I do not hear anybody talking about the co-pilot doing it, and he looked like he was smashed, and we flew to St. Martin. Ric Flair is Ric Flair. If you people don't understand that this is the greatest wrestler of all times, because he doesn't ever get out of character, but he doesn't molest people. And I think the dark side of the ring did not do justice to Rick, nor to Tommy Dreamer. Tommy's words, I think, were taken out of context, and I'm sorry that two great performers have been shunned by the world, okay? When I was a kid, there was a poster by my great aunt on our wall. It said, blacks, it was from a hotel, blacks not accepted, dogs not accepted, and Irish not accepted. We were at the bottom of the food chain. Ric Flair is one of the most gracious people you've ever wanted to meet. But on the other hand, with Rick, you know what you get, but here's what nobody has talked about. They were on the ground for 9 hours and fed these guys 3 carts of alcohol. Why were they on the ground for 9 hours? Why were they on the tarmac for 9 hours? Most times that you're late, the longest I've ever sat, and I've flown international a lot of times, they'll bring you back and let you get off the plane. I think this is before everything was so instamatic that there was a screw up on the check or whatever. And they were trying to pacify these guys. What pilots, they can only sit in an airplane for 8 or 9 hours, even if they're going international. I think that Rick and Tommy Dreamer and Dustin Rhodes have taken a real hit on something that maybe, if we look at it, why were they there for 9 hours, and why would you feed the lions meat for 3 carts of alcohol and now expect something to happen?
It's over serving, to be honest. That's probably one of the reasons why it was settled, because they can use whatever excuse they want, but you can't overserve people that much.
Exactly. You've been in the bar business. I owned a restaurant in a bar at one time in Ybor City in Tampa. I didn't own it. I was a partner of it. And the big thing they used to tell the staff, do not overserve. What do you expect guys for 9 hours to do? And back then, the boys were entertaining themselves. Could you imagine being locked into a plane for 9 hours and told there was a weather pattern? Well, if you couldn't fly to Stanford, you certainly could have flown to Boston or New Haven or Portland or Philly or whatever. I believe that there was a mistake and they were waiting for the check. And these guys have been crucified, different time, different era, and they're still my friends. And it didn't seem to hurt Rick when the Red Sox called me and asked me, could I get Ric Flair to throw out the ball for Dustin Pedroia's last game, which was a huge thing. Dustin Pedroia was an MVP. I don't know, because he was hurt the last 3 years, if his batting average stayed at over 300. But he's one of the greatest second basemen in the history of wrestling, baseball. And they didn't have a problem with Ric Flair. So when the earth ends, there's going to be Ric Flair, there's going to be cockroaches, and there's going to be Keith from the Rolling Stones. So God bless them all. And it was a different time, different era, and I'm sure in my head that Ric Flair would not need coaching for someone to grab the helicopter. I don't think that he forced anybody to do it. That's just my opinion. I think Tommy Dreamer tried to protect the greatest champion of all times, and Tommy took a brunt and a hit. I think we've gotten too soft in some ways, but I hope that Tommy and Rick are back in the wrestling business where they belong.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.